One of the most difficult things we do as parents is try to keep our kids away from harm. We stay awake all night when they're babies. We watch them when they're toddlers. Then when they grow, it gets more difficult because our kids aren't with us all the time. They exercise their independence, and sometimes things go terribly wrong. Last night, we talked to the brothers who were swept away by a waterfall at High Falls Park in Monroe County. 12-year-old Christian Burdette died, but his 17-year-old brother James was rescued. It's hard to understand how they ended up in the water with so many signs at the park warning of all the danger. But today, we got a much clearer picture because James met us at the park where his brother died and where he had to be lifted to safety by a helicopter. Ryan Kruger spoke with James and joins us tonight. And Ryan, it's just one day later.
Right.
Why did he reach out to us?
You know, what he told us is that he wanted to make sure that the story about what happened to he and his brother was out. So this is James right here being rescued. 24 hours later, we're speaking with him. He takes us back, Vinny, to the very spot wherever he was with his brother, and they entered the water. Here's what he had to say.
And I mean, we do this all the time. Right now is how it is all the time when we do this. I mean, we do it all the time and don't even think about it.
James Burdette tells me he and his little brother Christian have been swimming in the waters at High Falls State Park nearly every day for years. The brothers would take this little used path away from the main park entrance every day, passing this warning sign, which he says they often blew off.
I knew it was risky, but I didn't really think anything would happen.
James tells me while walking along the rocks, that's when Christian ran into trouble.
He took a step and he just went in, and I seen him, and I went up there and I dove in after him, and I grabbed him by his arm, and he said, "I'm about to die." And I said, "No, you're not." At that point, I got sucked under, he got sucked under, and I'm just like trying to swim up. Finally, I felt something, and I pulled myself up on it, and I'm sitting there, finally realizing what's going on. I was on this little rock, and I was realizing what was going on, and I'm like, my brother, where's my brother? And I couldn't find him anywhere, and that's when I really started to panic, because he's underwater, he has to be. And I couldn't see him floating anywhere, I didn't know, and it just ripped me apart.
That is unreal.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
really
to
tough.
be back at the space, and obviously there's a memorial for
Right,
everyone
exactly,
here tonight.
yeah.
Now, when you went back there, I mean, are there kids still hanging out there?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I mean, he says they go there all the time. In fact, take a look at this video that we shot. This was just two girls we saw with a dog. There were others out there just like them. There are signs that say no swimming, signs that talk about the danger. There was a death there just 24 hours ago, and yet here you go. People that are there, there are others sitting on the rocks nearby, and as James told us, this happens all the time. But the question is, what more can really be done? It's not like it's easy to get down there. I mean, you do have to walk down. It is difficult. There are a lot of signs out there, but as you heard James say in there, they knew it was risky, but
they took the risk.
They took the risk,
Really tragic.
yeah.
Thanks so much, Ryan. I
Yep.
appreciate it. Now, earlier tonight, there was really a touching moment. A bunch of folks got together from First Baptist Church in High Falls, all dressed in orange, which was Christian Burdette's favorite color, and they released some of those balloons in memory of Christian. Now, we know there's a lot of interest in the story, particularly from concerned parents. As we learn more, of course, we'll post the details on 11alive.com and on our 11 Alive app.